Hey, this is Aaron.
And this is Kristen.
And this is the Drive Mode Show.
And look at us, we're in the same place.
All at the same time. I know.
Score!
Little virtual Zooms. So we are in Chicago for the Chicago Auto Show. First major auto show since the pandemic, so for the last 18 months. The last show we were together was right here.
That's right.
And here we are again. So we're just going to give a rundown of what we saw today. What did we see?
So we saw a lot of things, but the one I saw most recently was the Ford Maverick. And I'm really interested in the Maverick because it's a compact truck, around $20,000. And it has a lot of really cool storage options and thoughtful touches that are going to be great for people in that segment. And I like that it's easy to get in and out.
Yes, it's a very good size. So it's small. Think of it as a Honda Ridgeline, slightly smaller than that. It's an actual small truck. Speaking of which, we also saw the brand new Frontier. So the 2022, is that what they're doing? Frontier? Which is happily not an oversized truck. They kept it in that smallest of the mid-size area. Really good looking. I was really happy to see that it's not just a rebadged South American version of the truck. It's a good little truck.
And I asked the Ford guy if the new Maverick is going to compete with the Frontier, and he said no, because the Frontier's midsize and the Maverick's compact. So he said that's going to compete with the Santa Cruz. So then the Frontier will compete with the Ranger.
Yes, and they're also different trucks because the Frontier is still a body-on-frame, and the Maverick is a car-based, a unibody design. So we also saw, what else did we see? We saw the new Bronco, of course.
The new Bronco, I've driven it, and I really, really like it. But then we also saw all of Jeep's products rolled out, and they're really impressive. They're on top of the competition. I asked Jim Morrison, the head of Jeep, are you nervous about competition? He said, I wake up thinking about competition every day, but he believes that the Jeep brand and the family and community aspect of Jeep sets it apart.
So, and that's important because the Bronco is a serious competitor for Jeep. This is Ford's, in a long time, their first major off-road focused vehicle. And it has many of the things that Jeep enthusiasts love about their Wranglers. And it's actual competition. Roof comes off, doors come off. It has real capability off the road. It has real size and feel about it. It's a nice throwback to the old school Broncos. And but Jeep just today showed off their new packages where most people who buy a Jeep, they add a couple of inches. They put on bigger tires, maybe some K2, K3s. They start going like that. Jeep is now doing that out the factory, which is a big deal.
That's a very big deal with their Extreme Recon package.
Yes. And so on the website, it's priced at something like $3,500 or something, but it's actually more like $7,000 because there is a axle and 4x4 package that has to be included. But it's a phenomenal because that's what you'll pay for an aftermarket anyway.
Right, that's true. So we also saw Kia's new first all-electric vehicle, the EV6. What did you think? I
thought it was beautiful.
It's very pretty.
So it's been a long time since I've seen a car where I see the design and just go, whoa. I mean, it's a great looking car. There was one other car that I did that with today too. The new Z prototype from Nissan.
Well, yeah, that is a good looking vehicle too. And that has it evokes so many emotions of nostalgia, and people love that.
So I found it funny because Nissan also had their electric car there, and they just sort of glossed over it. They went right past it, and they were busy talking about the Pathfinder and the Rogue and I was interested because that car and the Kia are beautiful designs, really good looking, and the Nissan has a couple of colors that are just.
One looks like rose gold.
Yeah. And it just grabs you, like it grabs your eyeballs and says, come over here. It's so beautiful.
Well, you know what? Speaking of colors, I have to throw this in there because I went by the Alfa Romeo booth. And they have the Giulia is in this incredible Kelly green they call Verde Montreal green. And it's beautiful.
I don't know how she remembers the color names.
I am big on color names.
I don't know that.
Green, red, blue. Black and white.
Interestingly, speaking of that, Natasha Nichols and I were looking, and you can get the new Bronco in white.
But why?
OJ. What was the other thing? Oh, the new Lexus Ux. They changed it.
Yeah.
And it is, so it's always been kind of a pretty but really niche looking car. Like it doesn't look like it fits people.
Yeah.
But there is a very specific demographic that loves this car. And now I see why, because they changed the grille a little bit. It's a lot less aggressive looking, so it's not as in your face as the Lexus grills tend to be.
Yeah.
And it's just a sleek design. And the color they had on it today was this copper that was just amazing.
Was that the UX or the NX?
I thought it was the UX. Maybe it was the NX. You're right. See?
NX.
This is
But
why
you
we
know-
work together. 'Cause
The NX and the UX both, I think, have very impressive turning radius.
Yes.
So that's good for the city dwellers, which those are mostly city dweller cars.
and they have wonderful interiors, because that's a Lexus thing.
Yeah.
There is no Lexus that has a terrible interior. Lexus makes interiors. That's their forte. What else did we see? We saw
Volkswagen ID4s,
yes. And the unveiling of the new Golfs. So the Golf GTI and the Golf R. Now they're calling it the GTI Plus R. Wonderful vehicles and very compelling because they're just so speedy, right? It's the hot hatch.
They are hot.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful work. Those have a little bit more horsepower, slightly higher price tag, and still come with a 6-speed manual transmission.
They're perennially popular.
Yes. My dentist
Say
has
that 3
one.
times. Your dentist has. Good to know. Okay, so there's a lot of driving experiences here. They've got
Yes.
the whole Ford Bronco Drive Wild. They've got a bunch of ID4s out here. They have Mach-E's, Ford Mach-E's that you can drive. So it's not exactly the same as the old Chicago
Right.
Auto Show that you're used to, but there's a ton here, and I think they've done a stellar job just
Yes.
providing
Yeah,
awesome opportunity.
Lincoln has some ride and drives. There's some off-roading kind of stuff where you can ride along with Ford. Also, you can see
Jeep.
the new Ford Lightning. And Jeep. Jeep has their, and then indoors there are a whole bunch of things that they're right now still assembling up there. Power tools and everything. That's why we're not up there. But wonderful show experience. It's a new experience that's a one-time deal. This is unique because it's being held in the summertime. Next year it goes right back to that early February scheduling.
Well, at least we won't be hot.
That's true, because we were dying today. I'm still sweating, and we're in air conditioning finally. It's been humid here. Since they're working on the show floor, they had the air conditioning off and all the doors open because they're bringing materials in, and it was just sweltering in there.
But it won't be when you come to the show.
Right.
So
They're fixing that
check it
now.
out.
As we left up there, they kicked on the air conditioning, and it was loud. It's working hard, trying to bring it down. But it's a great show. It's really amazing what they did and how fast they put this together
Yeah, they
to
really
make
did.
sure that it would happen.
Yeah, so Bravo, Chicago Auto Show, if you're anywhere near Chicago, or even within a couple-hour drive, take a road trip and come because there's a lot to see.
Yeah, just today we saw people that rode the train here, that live in the area, rode the train, and came to the show for press day. Now you do have to buy tickets in advance. You can't do it right now. So you can't just show up at the door and get in. You have to get tickets in advance, and they are for specific times. And that's to keep the crowds low so that we don't breathe all over each other. We're both good. But wonderful show this year. They did. I was really, really glad to see how fast they put it together.
Yep, and then they'll be back again in February. So there's a lot to see. Come on down to the Chicago Auto Show.
So there you go. This has been Aaron.
This is Kristen.
This is the Drive Mode Show.
See ya.